right.
Ms. Herridge, you wrote stories critical of the Biden administration. Is that true?
That's fair.
I mean, you wrote a number of things about the laptop issue, about Hunter Biden, all kinds of things. You wrote critical of the Biden family, the Biden business operation, the Biden brand, and all that stuff.
Congressman, I reported out the facts of the story.
You sure did. You sure did. You
strikes.
reported the facts. And then CBS fired you. Is that right?
My position was terminated.
Yeah. And you're an award-winning journalist. How long did you work at CBS?
I worked at CBS News for 4.5 years. During that period, we won major awards. I was part of an Emmy-winning team. I was nominated for investigative Emmys. I think the most important projects were projects that drove legislation here on the Hill that positively impacted 1 million veterans.
So award-winning journalist, won all kinds of awards, had worked there almost 5 years, had extensive experience at a different major network prior to that, where you were also an award-winning journalist, done all kinds of reporting critical of the government there as well, and then you get fired. But it's worse than that, isn't it? Because they didn't just fire you. What else did they do?
On February 13th, when I was told on a Zoom call that my employment was terminated, I was locked out of my emails and I was locked out of the office. CBS News seized hundreds of pages of my reporting files, including confidential source information.
And that's not normal, is it?
No, that's not my experience in the other 2 networks that I've worked at or with my colleagues at CBS News. When the network of Walter Cronkite seizes your reporting files, including confidential source information, that is an attack on investigative journalism.
Yes, it sure is. I'm just trying to, it seems to me there's a pattern developing here. You're critical of the government Miss Atkinson situation, and Shazam, they start doing all kinds of strange things to your phone line, to your computer. You're critical of the government at a major news organization, and you're an award-winning journalist. You've been there 5 years, you get fired. But it's not just you got fired. In fact, we can, maybe there's nothing to that. But what we do know is they seized your documents. That's scary as well. And you talk about a chilling effect on the First Amendment. I don't know how it could be more chilling. Now, thank goodness the lady sitting beside you, they stepped in, right? Because they're stepping in and helping. Them stepping in help you get because you got your files back finally, didn't you?
I did get the files back. If I didn't have the support of SAG-AFTRA really publicly standing up for journalism, I don't believe that I would have received the files and they would have been returned. And I just want to be clear, Congressman, wherever you work, if this happened to you, it's an attack on free press. It's an attack on the First Amendment. It makes it more challenging for reporters to work in the future. That disrupts the free flow of information to the public. They call it journalism a profession for a reason, because it's about an informed electorate, and it's a cornerstone of our democracy. I can only speak for myself. When my records were seized, I felt it was a journalistic rape.
In almost 2 months, less than 100,000 Americans have been hospitalized for COVID-19, but January has still proven to be the deadliest month in America's COVID crisis. More than 94,000 people have died this month alone. CBS's Lilia Luciano is in Los Angeles and has the latest there. Lilia, good evening.
Good evening, Jerika. A new federal mask mandate is going to effect and will be enforced starting Monday for all public transportation. That means if you're traveling by bus, cab, plane, or train, you must be wearing a mask. This is anxious Californians' struggle to get a vaccine.
Southern California's massive vaccine efforts picked up speed today as lines of people crowded super sites. Shortages, second shot anxiety, and even a protest at Dodger Stadium staged by anti-vaxxers that temporarily stopped shots have left many frustrated. Just 6.8% of all Californians have received a dose.
It's terrible. It's rough. It's exhausting on all of us because I'd like to have 1 million doses in our